neither you nor I will have the opportunity very many more times to hear unaccompanied ballad singing, and we're really fortunate tonight to have Linnie Johnson, who lives in Johnson's Chapel. That's sort of between Sparta and Smithville, here tonight. And I'm very sorry that I don't see Betsy Peterson here. She's trying to come down from Indiana University. And Betsy met Linnie this summer and recorded her for us for the Tennessee Folklore Project. But Linnie learned her songs that she will be singing tonight from her father, and has a wonderful repertoire, a very wide-ranging repertoire. And I believe she's going to start off with a little slam on Arkansas. Good way to start off the Folklore Society meeting. Let's make a welcome Linnie Johnson.
The songs I sing are old songs my dad used to sing when I was a child. And part of them I don't even have a title to them. But when you hear the words, if you don't leave while I'm trying to sing them, you'll know what they're about, I hope. And I'm not a good singer, but I'm going to try to sing a song or two. And this one's the Arkansas Traveler. And probably a few of you have heard it, but the young people I know don't know much about it. But it's an old song my dad used to sing, and I learned it from him. Now, like I said, I'm not a good singer, but here I go. My name is Bill Stuffler. I was born in Buffalo town. I've known this white girl over. I've known this white girl round. I've had my ups and downs through life. Many troubles have I saw, but I never knew what misery was till I came to Arkansas. I landed in St. Louis, $10 and no more. I read all the daily papers until my eyes were sore. I read those advertisements until at last I saw 10,000 hands rewarded bonds in the state of Arkansas. I rubbed my eyes with great surprise to read the grateful news. I went straightway to the agent Billy Hughes. He said, "Young man, you'll need $10 and a ticket you will draw. That'll land you on the railroad bill in the state of Arkansas." I gave him $10. I didn't receive a shot. The very next place I found myself, they called it Little Rock. I stepped upon the platform, no one to cast my call, no one to say you're welcome, Bill, in the state of Arkansas. I worked 6 months for this old man, Jeff Hurl was his name. He was 6 feet tall and stocking feet, he was tall as any crane. His hair hung down in rat tails beneath his lantern jaws. Indeed, I was a different man when I left Arkansas. He fed me on cold Dodger pills as hard as any rocks. My teeth began to shatter, my knees began to knock. I got so thin on sassafras teeth, I could hide behind a straw. You bet I look like a brother old Jeff when I left Arkansas. If I ever see this place again, I'll hand to you my call, for to be through the telescope from here to Arkansas. This is an old love song that my dad used to sing. I guess William Paul would be the title part. It's about a young man and a girl dating, and they wanted to get married, and their parents was objected to it, and they married anyway. There came a John, a brisk young farmer, with store and renown. He courted a fair and handsome lady who that lived in a Moscow town. When her old spank parents came to know this, they grew angry and did say, "We'll send him far across the ocean, where her face no more shall see. We'll send him far across the ocean, where her face no horse shall see. He sailed and sailed on the ocean till he came to his own native side. Saying, if Polly's alive and I can find her, she shall be my lawful bride. One morning early, quite so early, as I was walking up the street, it was like cold rain just as it happened. My true love I changed to me. Good morning, my fair lady. Good morning, can't you fancy me? Oh no, the fancy's on a brisk young farmer who has lately crossed the sea. Describe him, my fair lady. Describe him unto me. Perhaps I saw some sword run through him, for I've lately crossed the sea. He's neat-shaved, neat complected. He's proper, slim and tall. His hair was black and he wore it plaited, yeah, and diamond rings of gold. I saw him in and I didn't know him. His name was William Hall. I saw a French cannonball fly through him, oh, for that I saw him fall. The screams and the cries of this fair lady, saying, what shall I do? Now we are parted, broken hearted, oh, my heart will break in two. Cheer up, my fair lady, cheer up and listen unto me. It's now to convince you all this matter. Here's your ring on my right hand. It's now to convince you all this matter. Here's your ring that you gave me. They joined their loving hands together, and on to church they did go. Now they are married unto each other, for there the parents were willing or no. I have a sweetheart, I have a sweetheart, I have a sweetheart, but don't you tell Papa, for I know he wouldn't like it, oh, would he, Mama? He wrote me a letter, he did, Mama. He wrote me a letter, he did, Papa. He wrote me a letter, but don't you tell Papa, for I know he wouldn't like it, oh, would he, Mama? He gave me a ring, he did, Mama. He gave me a ring, he did, Papa. He gave me a ring, but don't you tell Papa, for I know he wouldn't like it, oh, would he, Mama? He gave me a kiss, he did, Mama. He gave me a kiss, he did, Papa. He gave me a kiss, but don't you tell Papa, for I know he wouldn't like it, oh, would he, Mama? He asked me to marry, he did, Mama. He asked me to marry, he did, Papa. He asked me to marry, but don't you tell Papa, for I know he wouldn't like it, oh, would he, Mama? And now we're married, we are, Mama. And now we're married, we are, Papa. And now we're married, now you can tell Papa, for I know he couldn't help it, oh, could he, Mama? This is an old sacred song. Yeah, imagine everybody's familiar with it, and I don't do too good a job, but I'm going to sing it. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace the hour I first believed. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Thank you. I'm going to sing this old song my dad used to sing years and years ago. It's about one brother that killed another. And the title of it is What Put That Blood on Your Sleeve So Red. What put that blood on your sleeve so red? My son, pray tell unto me. It is the blood of that gray gaily mare that plowed the fields for me. It is the blood of that gray gaily mare that plowed the fields for me. That gray gaily mare's blood never was so red. My son, pray tell unto me. It is the blood of that gaily wild bull that runs so far from me. It is the blood of that gaily wild bull that ran so far from me. That gaily wild bull's blood never was so red. My son, pray tell unto me. It is the blood of my own dear brother who spent his days with me. It is the blood of my own dear brother who spent his days with me. What will you do when your father comes home? My son, pray tell unto me. I'll set my foot on yonder old ship and I'll sail across the sea. I'll set my foot on yonder old ship and I'll sail across the sea. What will you do with your pretty little wife? My son, pray tell unto me. She'll set her foot on yonder old ship and she'll sail across the sea. What will you do? What will you do with your houses and land? My son, pray tell unto me. I'll leave them here behind with you for to school my children to. What will you do with your three little babes? My son, pray tell unto me. I'll leave them here behind with you for to bear you company. When are you coming back, my son? Pray tell unto me. When the sun and the moon sets behind yonder tree, and I hope that'll never be. When the sun and the moon sets behind yonder tree, and I hope that'll never be. This is an old love song. It's one my dad sung to me years and years ago. And I kind of like it. It tells a story of a girlfriend, a boyfriend. What happened? The title of it's We've Met, We've Met. We've met, my own true love. We met, said he. I just returned from the social band, and it's all for the sake of thee. Will you forsake your house and home and come and go with me? with me where the grass grows green on the banks of the sweet lily. The blackest crow that ever flew o'er, it surely shall turn white. And if ever I prove false to you, bright day shall turn to night. Yes, I'll forsake my house and home and come and go with you. I'll go with you where the grass grows green on the banks of the sweet lily. She dressed herself in cherry red, most glorious to behold. And every town that she rode around, she shined as bright as gold. This lady hadn't been on sea not more than 2 weeks. I'm sure that it was not 3 before this lady began to weep, and she wept so bitterly. What are you weeping for, my gold? Or is it for my store? Or is it for your house carpenter that you never shall see no more? I'm neither weeping for your gold, nor neither for your store. I'm weeping for my lonesome little babe that I never shall see no more. This lady hadn't been on the sea not more than 3 weeks. I'm sure that it was not 4 before this lady, before that ship did spring a leak, and she sank to rise no more. I guess I'll sing the Raftsman song. I think a lot of people might want to hear it because it tells a story about how people used to have such a hard time getting their timber to market. And really, it's true how they had to do. And I'll sing it this time, the Raftsman song. All you poor people do not know what we poor Raftsmen undergo. Although we came to take a ride, most every time there comes a tide. On the 13th it began to rain, unto the raft the hands all came. The steersman says there'll be a tide, and down the river we will ride. The oars to make and them to swing, now go to work like anything. We worked all night there in the rain, and suffered much with cold and pain. On the next morn we turned her loose, she run all day just like a goose. The evening tide it was so full, and now to shore we all must pull. We all did strive in vain, but no near shore could we gain. Run against the bluff, broke off our oar, and now no change to get to shore. The wind did blow and the timber fall, we thought it soon would kill us all. Some would weep and some would pray, but big Frank White would wish for day. Daylight came, we got to shore, we got some plank and fixed our oar. I went on with them unto the end, but I've never been rafting again. If you want to know who composed this song, I can tell you it won't take long. I composed it for one big Frank White, who steered a raft one stormy night. I think this is kind of funny and kind of cute, and maybe it applies to me, I don't know. And maybe a lot of other people too. I'll sing the sweetheart song first. I have a sweetheart, I have mama, have a sweetheart, I have ha ha. I have a sweetheart, but don't you tell Pa, for no he wouldn't like like it, oh, would he, Mama? He wrote me a letter, he did, Mama. He wrote me a letter, he did, ha-ha. He wrote me a letter, but don't you tell Pa, for no, he wouldn't like it, oh, would he, Mama? He came to see me, he did, Mama. He came to see me, he did, ha-ha. He came to see me, but don't you tell Pa, for no, he wouldn't like it, oh, would he, Mama? He gave me a kiss, he did, Mama. Gave me a kiss, he did, ha-ha. He gave me a kiss, but don't you tell Pa, for no, he wouldn't like it, oh, would he, Mama? He gave me a ring, he did, Mama. Gave me a ring, he did, ha-ha. He gave me a ring, but don't you tell Pa, for no, he wouldn't like it, oh, would he, Mama? He asked me to marry, he did, Mama. He asked me to marry, he did, ha-ha. He asked me to marry, but don't you tell Pa, for no, he wouldn't like it, oh, would he, Mama? And now we're married, we are, Mama. Now we're married, we are, ha-ha. Now we're married, now you can tell Pa, for no, he couldn't help it, oh, could he, Mama? This is a funny little reading. You might get something out of it. I kind of like it. Everything is farther away now than it used to be. It's twice as far to the corner, and I've noticed they've added a hill. I've given up running for the bus. It leaves faster than it used to. It seems they're making stairs steeper than in the old days, too. And have you noticed the smaller print they now use in the newspaper? There's no sense in asking anyone to read aloud. Everyone speaks in such a low voice I can hardly hear them. The material in clothes is so skimpy now, especially around the waist. It's almost impossible to reach my shoelaces, and I can't figure out why. Even people are changing. They're so much younger today than they used to be when I was their age. And on the other hand, people my own age are so much older than I am. I run across an old classmate the other day, and she has aged so badly she didn't even know me. I got to thinking about the poor thing while I was combing my hair this morning, and in doing so, I glanced at my own reflection. Really now, they just don't make good mirrors anymore. Do you get lonesome, living alone? They ask, what do you mean, all alone? I live with 4 men. I get up with Charlie Horse, have lunch with arthritis, spend the day with willpower, and go to bed with Ben Gay.
Have you had any of our birthday cake?
Pardon?
Have you had any of our birthday cake?
No, I haven't.
Well, I tell you what.
I'll never leave here, what'll I do?
All right, and I tell you what, in 30 minutes, I want you to go back there and cut that cake for us, because you know how to cut these cakes better than us men folks do anyway.
Let me tell you something, though. I don't use this right hand too good.
Well, that's okay. You don't have to cut it straight.
Well, I'm finished now.
Linnie, thank you a lot.